Benjamin in California. Benjamin?
Hey, guys.
What's happening?
Is this Benjamin Bartholomew?
It is.
Right on. You're going to call and you're going to talk to us about a lemonade day, aren't you?
I am. How
right
do you know?
on. Because I can read your mind all the way from here.
Well, I just wanted to say that tomorrow, obviously is Lemonade Freedom Day. Very exciting for many people across the country. But what I thought was just going to be kind of a cool little thing that was going to happen, at least in my area, has kind of blown up.
Awesome. That thrills me because I have been unable to do much of anything with it here.
Oh, there's supposed to be a lemonade thing going on here tomorrow.
I was thinking I was going to do a stand, but I was kind of nervous because of my pending charges. But I thought, okay, maybe I can convince somebody else to do a lemonade stand. I'll kind of support them. And what it's turned into is there are going to be so many lemonade stands tomorrow in our area, between 10 and 15, maybe 20, that I'm going to spend all day taking pictures and doing video.
Robert Fernandez is going to be thrilled because he's the one that got this Lemonade Day, Liberation Lemonade Day, going and everything. And I'm always impressed when people take it upon themselves. And I know he hooked up with like George Donnelly, who did opt out for TSA, and he's really a go-getter also. And it's just fantastic when someone can ignite a fire somewhere and people will run with that. It's great.
Well, real quick, let's talk about what Lemonade Freedom Day is so that folks know. And then people are probably going to want to know what you've got charges for, too, Benjamin. You can't just go on and say, I got charges. You sound like a axe murderer or something.
No. Well, Lemonade Freedom Day was started by Robert Fernandez kind of as a response to all the kids who have had their lemonade stands shut down. We have video and news articles of kids who set up a lemonade stand, and then some bureaucrat, some thug with a clipboard comes in and says, you can't do this here. There are rules against this. You can't sell things without our permission.
I think the most recent, the one that was the catalyst were the two girls. I think they were sisters who were trying to raise money so that they could go to a water park. And it's like, 110 degrees in Georgia right now or something, and miserable. And they were using their own initiative. And the police came and said, you don't have a permit. And initially the mom was like, well, they really are trying to, learn some free market stuff and how to work and a work ethic and da-da-da. And the police pushed. And it's not like she back down. She just simply stepped sideways and now is letting the girls do yard work or something. But in any case, it wasn't a battle she was willing to take on. But certainly Robert Fernandez and other people, rejected the idea that the police and the state have authority over what you put into your body, including lemonade.
Well, I think that this is also, it shows just how pervasive this idea that the government gives permission to people to do business. I mean, the fact is, trade is a right. It is a right that I be able to trade with someone else as long as it's voluntary. Nobody's getting coerced here. That's a right that humans have, and it has gotten to the point that the government decides if you can or cannot with these sort of permits. And if you need permission to do something, it is no longer a right. I mean, that's just the end story there. So that's the idea here.
You can you can express it to people easily and just go, if they can tell you, if they can regulate you making a transaction with somebody else with lemonade, what can't they do? Where is the line that's drawn?
I don't like to use the word right for that reason, because rights, I think, are something that are given to slaves and to children, kind of like privileges. I like the idea that you just have – I like liberty because
Sure.
So for me,
I don't know. Liberty is something that's given to a soldier or somebody who's conscribed. I mean, I think that rights are an indication of ownership. I have the right to drive my car because it is my car.
Okay.
You don't have the right to drive my car.
Right.
But I could give you the liberty.
Correct. Okay.
I don't know.
So we're
it's just semantics.
But we've defined our terms here and believe all three of us are on board with the idea that it's my body, it's my money, and I'm making a voluntary transaction. Bug off.
Right, and you're talking about kids here, and mostly they're going after 7, 8, 9, 10-year-olds that have lemonade stands. It's people are more accepting of the idea that if you open up a storefront and sell lemon smoothies or something like that you need to get an occupational permit, and the health department has to come in and make sure that you've got all the required pieces of equipment to do such a thing and this, that, and the other. People can accept it for adults, but when it comes to kids, there's this sort of righteous indignation that rises up in people because so many remember having put up these lemonade stands. They're iconic.
Well, and I think in this area specifically, we kind of in a good position because we have everybody from the director of the Small Business Administration in this area, a county supervisor, and I think someone else who are privately subsidizing kids to set a lemonade stand. They're saying, hey, if you set up a lemonade stand, we'll come by and we'll give you $20.
Wow.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so now this is a little, provocative, but what about, calling the police or someone and asking, if those kids have a permit for that? Because the thing is I don't want to see, kids have their lemonades shut down, obviously, but what I do want to see is those adults who are standing behind them that provide the lemonade and the stand and the capital for the kids to make change with and everything. I would like them to take a position a little bit more strongly than anything we've seen any parents do in the past. Parents have just been buckling, going, okay, I'll roll over.
At the very least, bring out cameras and confront the bureaucrats.
Yeah, I don't know if any of that's going to happen. I do know that one of the kids who's going to start a lemonade stand had called up because of the private subsidy offer and set up to have a lemonade stand. And when they were called back to confirm, hey, get the information and whatnot, the person who answered the phone, the mother, turns out to be a local law enforcement member and had no idea that their daughter went behind their back to set this up, but is going to go as allowing it. I do know it was in our local paper, Lemonade Stand, Lemonade Freedom Days, and it was in our local paper. I even believe the editor for our local paper, his daughter's in a Girl Scout troop that's going to be holding a lemonade stand, and they're going to donate all the proceeds to a local soup kitchen.
That's great.
So right on.
I doubt law enforcement will be sticking their foot in their own mouths here,
Right. Well, and then that's one of the problems when it makes too big. When it's too big, then you don't have any of the confrontation. There's no ground is really is gained, particularly because the day comes, the day goes. I don't know.
You going to stick around and tell us about that bridge you were standing on?
I got another call that I've got to take. Benjamin, thanks for the call.
Yep, not a problem.